Hi everyone, welcome back to the weekly market update for the start of the year 2023. Firstly, just like to thanks everyone who has been supporting me and has been listening to my video per week basis and has been continuing this for the past 2 years. So it's a new year. Firstly, just want to wish everyone Happy New Year and hopefully it's a great start of the year unlike what happened on 2022. So let's say goodbye to that and then let's welcome 2023. So, it's the start of the year for the first week. The market ends, close at a positive side as you can see from the news itself. So the stocks actually staged for the first big rally in 2023 and hopes to grow that inflation will ease. And these make the past three index actually close with a very positive sign last Friday itself, a huge candle. All right, so what's happening on last week? As we can see that last week is the economy data, basically the non-farm payrolls, the unemployment rate. So non-farm payroll came in on last Friday, 223,000 jobs, which is way slightly better than the expectation of 200,000 jobs last Friday itself. So if you go into to the daily candle, right, or go into the minutes candles for the day last Friday itself, you can see that actually the market after the non-farm payroll announced, right, it turns to red, right, before after market digest the news, right, the market go all the way one direction, all the way to the north. Reason being that the data came in to show a sign that and suggest that the inflation is moving towards the Fed target, and it's like there is a sign of ease on the interest rate hiking coming up next week, or perhaps they will remain to the 50 basis point or subsequently reduce to 25 basis point continuously. So this gives the good news to the market and make all the market positive, close in the positive territory last week itself. But not to be deceiving, is the market really good? Is the economy really good at this point of time? We are forward looking. All right, we are forward looking. Meaning to say, you can go and see there are many companies doing layoff, cutting jobs, cutting recruitment. They know the impact is coming in right now because of the previous rate hike, and the spending is not there. Market didn't really perform well. The company is not earning that well. That's why the layoff, a lot of things. If you are in the working industry, you feel the hit right now. All right, but to me, as I mentioned before, we closed the market, closed the book for last year, which I written on 24th December before we go for Christmas, before we go for New Year countdown, right? I did say that left the last 4 trading days, it should be jump between 32,800, all right, to 34,000, around this range. All right, so the market precisely didn't go above 34,000. It went up, so 33,800 is also one of the crucial level. All right, one of the crucial level, but I will write at 34,000 one round figure. So we can look at it if you based on the Fibo, which I have drawn previously, and no change of the Fibonacci. 33,800 is at the 61.8%. So I just give us some leeway to 34,000. Okay, so what is my stand at this point of time? All right, market is still at a sideways, but we can see that there is many shares has been dropping below. All right, dropping below, creating new lows such as Tesla. All right, even though it rebound last Friday, or such as Apple, so forth, so and so on. All right, so a lot of people is doing some cheap, try to pick the falling knife, trying to pick discount shares. Definitely, there are many long-term investors is eyeing on like Amazon, Google, or even Tesla, where they try to pick 100, 150 at the kind of price. It's very attractive. I agree on that. So, however, why not take a step back? Why? Because next week, things to watch out. Next Friday, all right, next week is actually the kickstart of the earnings season. All right, welcome to the first quarter, right? So it's the kickstart of the earnings season. it kickstart from the bank sector, then we can actually foresee where it goes. All right, how is the earning? Of course, bank actually, you know, get benefited from the rate hike, right? Because of the loans, you know, charging at a higher interest rate, all this. So we will see how does bank perform. It will lead to the sentiments for the following week. Subsequently, on certain of the counter, which is like Netflix, you know, other bank sector, airline sector as well. So next week is the kickstart of the earning season. So do remember on that itself. Next good thing, all right, next good thing, China reopened the border. All right, China reopened the border. This is one of the key things to the company. Why? Because we know that Chinese is the huge economy, you know, providing the source of revenue for companies, right? Because they spend when they travel, right? So right now they are able to travel out. But thing is because after this, what we know is that the Chinese New Year is going to come 2 weeks later. So when many people travels, we foresee what happens to the rest of the country when we reopen our border. There is a spike in the COVID cases. Definitely, these will go to the same as China as well. But will China seems like they are reporting a wrong figure? If you guys have read up, they are reporting a wrong figure that the figure does not match on what the what people is trying to analyze how the COVID cases, right? They feel that Chinese actually reported below the number of people being hit on the COVID. But nevertheless, right, this is just a short term. There will cause fluctuation in between. We know that Chinese market and Hong Kong market has been going crazily up for the past 1 or 2 weeks, which I actually did mention before in my last few video. Watch out on the Hong Kong market after searching above 20,000. We'll come to the chart later. All right, so this Chinese 1 week celebration might actually cause some negative downside, but in the long run, is good. So in the meantime, even though country open up the border, but the remaining of the country actually increase the tightening. That means when you come in, you have to do more checks. You know, other country saying no to them until they have been settled down. So after that period or after Chinese New Year period, all right, if other country open up and really welcome China to come in because they need China, they need those spender. After this pass by, all right, bypass all these things, we can really see a boost in the economy. But in the meantime, only when the inflation has been well controlled. So, what will I see for Dow Jones for next week? Yes, I think the bull may continue because everyone want a good positive of the kickstart of the year, right? Yes, it may continue as we can see that not just on Dow Jones, we can look at NASDAQ itself, all right, because NASDAQ is at the bottom. All right, so it's easy for it to spike even higher, maybe another 3-4% possible. All right, so we are looking for the first resistance for NASDAQ, all right, from this downtrend resistance line, whether able to break above this downtrend resistance line before we see the next steps. What can we do from there? All right, so for short-term basis, there might be some technical rebound. I agree, it may continue the positive sentiment from last Friday itself. All right, so unless Fed suddenly came in and say, oh, we are going to make the rate hike even more aggressively for year 2023, the plan ahead, then otherwise it will just continue the sentiments. All right, let's take a look at S&P, 500. It's been a while, so let's take a look. All right, so it's still the same. We are looking for it to break the descending resistance line, able to break above. So you can see that for Dow, right, for comparing these three index, Dow is the strongest because it don't really drop previously and it has been going up crazily high, right? All right, so but things to take note, everyone is eyeing on a couple of huge stock like Tesla. Okay, like Tesla. If you have been following my video, I did say that Tesla support area is between 100 to 200. Indeed, it touches 100, bounce back. All right, so this is the second average price if for long-term investor who have actually entered beforehand. All right, I mean, I did some writing. You guys can read. And then the second averaging is at 150. I think the second averaging price 150. But if you break below, where will we see $100? This is written in 10 December. All right, if you follow them, by all means, thank God. All right, if you follow. So right now, I believe you make your third bullet accumulation. Will it continue to go down? Might be possible, but do you enter at a great price compared to what people is trying to chase when it's all above here? Yes, you make an even better position, right? A better position pricing if you are not in the short-term trading, slightly investor holding. This is a way better price than here. True to say, and that is what I written previously. So if you have entered previously somewhere here, first bullet, second bullet 150, third bullet $100, I think your average price is maybe around 170, 180, which is at the support level. Alright, so if let's say it go even lower, we are looking at 75 as a next support area. Otherwise, it should be fluctuating until the next earnings or next big key event from Tesla itself. Okay, nevertheless, Tesla long-term holding still sustainable at this point of time. Okay, so next we are also looking at Apple. All right, so Apple also bring a very highlight. Why? Because 130 is the first support level. It penetrate all right to 124 and then it bounce back. So this is a very key support or resistance level we can say. All right, so how will it performing? Uh, Usually it must show successfully sign of break below, then we continue to short. But I would suggest to short Apple to be frank. If Apple give a kick sign that market is coming down, all right, fair enough, right? That means that the economy is not doing well because the strong brother is not doing well. Find some weak counter to short instead of shorting a good strong counter like Apple. Okay, Apple is many long-term investor favorite. Used to be a $1 trillion company, so it can bounce back very fast. All right, if you short, so the risk is higher if you're shorting a strong company itself. Okay, their fundamental is not weak. This is just technical basis. So I won't short on Apple. I will then put in my position to eye where is the good price to long. Previously, I remember in my past few uh, YouTube video, uh, I did mention certain price to do dollar averaging. 130 is one of them. So that is the first price. If you have never picked up Apple, this is the first price you pick up. Subsequently, and subsequently. So I will come to that when it comes to the price. All right. So try not to short Apple. Remember that if you want to pick it up, a small, nimble amount is good enough. All right. Next, few things to watch out. Let's take a look at Hong Kong. All right, Hong Kong. I mentioned. All right. So you see, what did I say, gentlemen? 10 December. All right. Next resistance 22,000 to 23,000. So where are we right now? We can see Hong Kong. All right. After break above, coming back above the support line, has been going all the way higher, and higher. This is really chart, gentlemen. So we are right now at 21,000, which is the Fibonacci of 38.2%. All right. This is how I come out, how I draw this line. Look at the monthly chart. 12th November. Can you see? Monthly chart HSI. Buyers on the upside to 20,000. 12th November. I think is somewhere here. Okay, this candlestick. Alright. I did mention, I think go watch back the video. I say if the candle able to go and close above previous candle in the monthly chart, ending the candle in a good positive, we are looking Hong Kong to come back once again. Long-term perspective, this is a very bullish signal and carving. Alright, on the monthly candle, yes, it's strong enough. So what we will see, maybe 38.2%, maybe some minor resistance there. Why? Because of the resurface of the COVID cases during the Chinese New Year breakout or whichever. So any pullback is good for you to look at the upside, unless this low is be taken once again. Alright, unless the low is be taken once again. Otherwise, any downside on the RSI going to the oversold level, is also a good sign for you to accumulate it. Okay, so that goes to most of the counter. On Hong Kong side, let's take a look at individual. So where are we? Since it have not hit 22,000 or otherwise 22,023 will remain the same as my resistance. In the meantime, we are at the first minor resistance. So try not to long here. If you long here, then the risk reward is not in the favor with you, right? This is monthly candle, gentlemen. So when we look at daily candle, we can see that it has been spiking up quite a number of days, right? So you long here, I'm not aware is your stop loss. It's too late, so don't chase. Wait for rebound before we make our next decisions. All right. So then, certain counter that we can take note. Ping Tuo Tuo. Right, so most of the Chinese shares actually went higher, right? I mean, Hong Kong listed shares, basically the index is going one-way trip. There is goes. Most of the counter is also one-way trip. Not only on that, if you are on BABA as well, congratulations. I mentioned that support $55, register 110, 100 it hit. Okay, close to 110. Where did I announce? 30 October. All right, I don't say 30. I mean, you just long somewhere here. This is where 30 October. Anywhere you get at 65, 70, I think I got it at $70 if I'm not wrong. I'm still holding all the way not right now. All right, I'm still holding my Baba. And thanks for my discipline. I hold on to it. Because the risk is only minimum and the reward is so maximum. Why not? All right. If you are trading, believe in what you are charting. Okay, next counter. I believe I mentioned HST as well. So HST, where are we looking at? People who pay attention know I mentioned even though I did not write on here. Okay, I've been mentioning HST. I make profit here twice, and I'm looking for some breakout. All right, but any pullback is for me to re-enter or average in as well. Okay, so that is a few counter which we have been sharing in 2022, and let's take a look at other new counter that might have changed in this upcoming where the market reopen again for the China side. All right, the border reopen. Firstly, Airbnb. Why? I mean, it's at the low side. Economy opens, hotels. One of the counter which I'm going to touch on it is also one resort and hotel later. So resort and hotel, we'll come to that, but Airbnb is the accommodations, right? So I think right now this price is a bit decent for us to consider or put into your watch list. So nevertheless, this used to be the major support level. This is my discipline, my trade. What I like is to break below and then go up above. So it cut out all the stop loss here and it resurfaced once again. So Airbnb fulfill my trading methodologies. All right, it fulfill my trading methodologies. That's why I will keep a close, sharp eye on Airbnb. All right, my upside, okay, my downside is here. Okay, so where will I be looking at? So firstly, I will just put $100 as my first target price. Where is my cut loss? Is the previous 2 weeks low or the lowest in 2022? That is my stop out level. Okay. Why? Oops, sorry. Why I say that? Because people who got stop out previously. Alright, people who got stop out previously. So $80 is my stop out level. Just a whole figure. Make it at 80. Nicer. Okay. $80 is my whole figure. Or you can put at just 9 at 81, up to you, or 82. The lowest of this candle is actually 81.91. All right, so we put at 82. Fair enough. Give me a second. So let me zoom in, make it at okay. 82 coordinate 82. Okay, so here will be my support level. Okay, my first target level will be $100. We see how it goes. So let me do some writing. So today is the 8th of Jan 2023 and TP 100 SL 82. All right. So I'm not going to write too much. I explain in the video. If you follow, congrats. I mean, congrats if you listen to this video. All right. But congrats if you really hit the TP and you take action on it. Okay. Hopefully we can get a good start of making money for the years of 2023. Okay. So this is my view. Let's make a save on it. Okay, so next, let's move to next counter. We are looking at MGM, which is I mentioned is a resort, right? So we can see that how MGM performed for the last week itself. Basically, the kickstart of 2023 is really bullish itself, right? For the last candle with a good volume coming up. Okay, so based on the weekly candle, why, like I say, surface reopen, everyone go casino, Macau a lot. So if you are looking for most of the hotel, right, it's showing some good sign. And if let's say we draw from the low, all right, used to be the low to the high of 2020, right, kickstart, this is a weekly chart. Market goes up all the way, recession come to 50% Fibonacci. Can you see this level where I draw? It's very close, right? Rebound from here. Breaking away 61.8%. Okay, so we might be looking over here. But is this the most favorite counter that I'm looking to long? No, there's plenty of it. Alright, because the risk is slightly higher, I might not take it. Okay, but the good thing is that we can see there's almost a change of the trend. Alright, so we respect the trend. Okay, we can see. So let's do a more proper drawing. Sorry about that. Okay, so you guys can see. So it actually break above the resistance line. Break, come down, touches and go up again. So right now, this is what we are looking at. That's why uh, a good thing is that this is like a change of the direction. Well, for previously what I mentioned, Airbnb, right, is still on the downtrend, right? We didn't write, we are just picking on the rebound or the falling knife. Okay, so but the risk is minimum, up to you whether what kind of strategy you prefer. I do ride with the trend. I do go against the trend, whereby the fundamental actually support. But when I go against with my trend, you can actually lower down your risk appetite. Maybe your risk is like risking $50 when it's against trend. When it's with your trend, you can risk higher amount. So it's up to you individually. Okay. Next counter we will be looking at. I will just choose one last counter for today. Before we move on because it's almost 22 minutes. So, last counter which I pay heavily attention on, which is CCL. All right, Carnival. Why? Because it fulfill my condition as well, like Airbnb. Let's take a look, gentlemen. So this is what I previously shared. I said you were long here. Why? Because I'm looking for somewhere break below and go above. Let's take a look at the money chart. Okay, so let me remove again. So 1 second. Okay, so take a look at over here. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is the support. Clear cut, we know this is a support. All-time low, $7 plus. Sure not. Okay, it's been since 1997. Come on, 2000 after global financial crisis. This is the lowest. Fair enough. COVID, everything hit on them. True. So where we first spotted, this is the low. We can know that a lot of people is putting stop loss below. So floating below, cut out all the stop loss. Floating above, give you re-confidence. Okay, so that's why this actually match my methodologies when I am doing charting. So here is my lowest, the cutoff stop loss. So where will I put? I will put somewhere here. $6. Okay, make it a $6. I think it's $6, around $6. And I'm looking somewhere high side. So for first one, maybe 11 or 12. Or if let's say I'm more aggressive because of the reopen, the fundamental is good, I may actually go up to here if I want to. So let's remove. Alright, so a bit more aggressive for the start of the year. So we are looking somewhere around. Oops, sorry, I don't know which arrow am I going to use. 1 second, gentlemen. Oh yeah, here. Okay, so we are looking at here. Okay, and our stop loss is below. Okay, so let's make this the red color. Okay, so let's remove this if you want to. Okay, so previous it hit. So right now the stop loss is here. So we change, and then we just have to write down the date. Jan 2023. Stop loss is $6. TP is 15. Okay, this is really the jackpot at the bonus if you can really write to 15 right now at $9. Alright, so it's almost close to 18%, or alright, 80%, I think 80% or 70%. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. If you go below, cut. Because some people might tell me, hey, this seems like a flag here, and will it continue to go lower? Possible. Alright, it's also possible. But what is the chance that if the economy is trying to boost back, everyone is trying to go higher, uh, what is the possible of it going below? And what is your risk like for it to drop below? Alright, the risk is really minimum. Not to forget this, the money chart. When you go to day chart, and just reset everything. Okay, we can see pick up. Okay, we can see pick up. So I think risk wise is more manageable to me, and that is why I pick on them. Then you will go and answer yourself or question yourself, should I go here or should I go Royal Caribbean? So I did some Google. Alright, this is written on 6th Jan by this guy. This is a full.com. Whether you trust it or not, I'm not sure, but they mention one thing comparing, which is quite frank enough, but please do your own due diligence. Which cruise stock is better to buy right now? So you compare last quarter, net loss is a good way to compare. But based on revenue itself, price to sales ratio, who sell the better ticket? We can see that price to sales, this is lower. Meaning to say that more sales, lower price, lower stock price. Alright, so look at it with a price to sales ratio less than Royal Caribbean. Carnival is a clear winner and could be under value as its current share price. Okay, so that is why I mean on technical basis I agree on that. Not because I read this and I choose them. I come back because this is my watch list when I draw previously. Alright, as you know, I've been monitoring previously. I say cut below, go up. I even draw the candles to show what happened and what is my next step. Alright, so it give me a chance. Since I'm monitoring, I might take action on this. Alright, so that's all for this week Willy Market Update. Hopefully it's a great start for everyone. Once again, Happy New Year. I think I have more on my hand, but I can't really share out everything. So hopefully you guys, in the meantime, not just know what is my view, what is my watch list, also learn some skill set, how to do some charting as well. Hopefully in the year of 2023, I will do some more education purpose on the technical perspective. How do we read on candles, indicators, and different kind of indicators, and the bigger view on microeconomy, and hopefully you guys learn it from with me and stay tuned with me as well. That's all. Happy New Year's once again. Goodbye.